Hi, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the second live chat of the Book Nooks initiative, a humble endeavor of Beyond the Box to put the spotlight on selected libraries of India. Now, these little notes of joy, they spread so much of love through the medium of books and lots more that I have been really excited about doing these talks. So I'm sure a lot of you did tune in yesterday when we had the talk with Neha from Kahani Box, and it was such a fun chat. And I want to first of all thank you all for the overwhelming response that we've been receiving for this particular initiative, the kind of queries we've been getting, the kind of appreciation. I think it is so encouraging that something which we set out to do, it is really resonating with everybody. So that I'm really glad to know that. So today, yes, I'm here for another really intriguing, interesting and heartwarming chat with a lady whom I have known personally for a while now. But today, I'm sure I'll get to know a lot more about her as I talk to her about her own journey, her own challenges, and all that it takes to run this wonderful library that she runs called the Nest and Den Kids Library. And she is none other than the beautiful person, Tina Bhaktiani. So before I get her on stream, let me read out the few lines that Shivani, our author partner for this event, wrote about her in the article that we published on our website. So let me just read out a little bit about the Nest and Den Library. So Tina Bhaktiani, the force behind this venture, started in 2016 after she spotted her then 5-year-old son hooked onto picture books at a friend's place in Mumbai. To her dismay, back home in Baroda, there were a few toy libraries, but none with books. She began with 400 books and 10 to 15 subscribers. The books have quadrupled and the subscriber base has increased tenfold since then. Catering to an age group of 0 to 14 years as she operates out of Baroda, her biggest challenge is to create awareness and encourage a reading culture. With school libraries not offering much, her job becomes tougher. Not one to give up, she connects with children and their parents to offer them tailor made lists of books. Now, this sounds like a really interesting journey, and I must say, quite different from what I have been reading about libraries and people behind running these libraries. So, I'm definitely looking forward to know more. So, let me get Tina on stream. Hi, Tina, and welcome.
Hi, Anupama, and good evening, friends. So glad to connect with you all today.
Thank you for being here and thank you for taking our time. In fact, people have started joining. So, Meera is here. Meena says hi, Anu and Tina.
Hi, Meera. So glad you could take time out and join us.
Right. And indeed, a lovely journey, and we will definitely know more about it. So, Tina, I have known you personally, and I know that all the challenges that you faced uh, with respect to, we've talked about it, that, how it is difficult to inculcate that kind of culture. I mean, that you have a different kind of challenge, I would say. And we've definitely talked about your library. But one thing which I didn't know, which I came to know after reading this article, was that it was actually your son who prompted you to think about it, and how all that happened. This is very interesting because most of the times people who run libraries are those who have been extremely passionate about books themselves. They have been book nerds all their life, but in your case it's slightly a different scenario. So I want to begin by asking you, that is it that you somehow never took to reading as a child, or is it that you just never got that kind of exposure? What was your relationship like with books when you were a child?
Okay, Anupama. Now here, I may sound very weird, but it's a honest confession
Yeah.
because I haven't read a single book during my school and college days. But
Okay.
now you see, my whole world revolves around these books.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
and as you said, my son actually is the source of inspiration, my motivation. And definitely, I actually started reading to my son when he was 3 years old. And
Okay.
here I would shamelessly admit that during those days I wasn't aware of those imported picture book collection,
Okay.
Eric Carle, Julia and Oliver Jeffers. I
Right.
only used to read those mullah tales and moral
Mm.
stories to him,
Right.
and he equally enjoyed those stories. I remember I would have read those few books which I was having during those times, zillionth time to him. But every time when I used to read aloud to him, he would listen with that same zest and enthusiasm.
Right.
It was like it really amazed me a lot. Now, one fine day I literally got bored, reading those same books. So what I did, I just started cooking up stories. Now
Okay.
here,
Oh, okay.
here I had two imaginary characters, Puma and Lewis. Now my
Okay.
all these stories would revolve around these two characters. Now I really owe a lot to this Puma and Lewis, because whatever quality which I wanted to instill in my son, it was through Puma and Lewis. And I
Wow.
could see that Manan was emotionally attached to those characters. I could, really feel the pain in his eyes when something wrong happened to those characters. He would visualize whatever, I was narrating to him.
Right.
So see,
Right.
I actually wasn't aware that at subconscious level what I was doing to his mind until I do remember in one of the PTMs, his teacher told me that Manan narrates very good stories in front of whole class. And it was actually a pleasant surprise for me because he never
Right.
shared everything with me. So that particular moment, I realized the power of books, the power of stories. And obviously, my next step was either to buy more books or hunt for libraries. Now, the later option, I knew that it won't yield much results because during those days, I'm talking about 2013, 2014. So I had heard of many toy libraries, but
Mhm.
libraries focusing only books were totally unheard of. So what I thought is until I figure out something, I just bought few more books and I again switched off to reading.
Mhm.
Now, amidst all this, Anupama, it so happened that we visited my friend's place who lives in Mumbai.
Mhm.
Now, she had that amazing collection of imported picture books full of graphics. And I could see Manan literally hooked to them. It was, like love at first sight for him.
Right.
Even,
Right.
I got fascinated with those stuff because I had seen for the very first time. So, like I would see that Manan flipping the pages, and he would gaze at the illustrations, and he would giggle and grin. He was into his own magical world.
Mm.
The next day, early morning, when all the elders in the house were sleeping, this little soul of mine, he couldn't sleep. Now, mind you, he wasn't an early riser. He
Okay.
somehow couldn't sleep that day, and he again went to his favorite nook and again started exploring the books. Now, when I got up, I saw him surrounded with books. Now, I was totally shocked. When literally, at that particular moment, I would say, Anupama, that seed, of my library
Mm.
was sown in my heart. Like I got
Lovely.
a,
Lovely.
I got a goal, I got an aim to fulfill. And
Lovely.
I knew that whatever I had missed during my childhood days, I actually promised myself that my son and all other Barodian kids would definitely get to see this wonderful world. And I was like, so many questions were popping up in my mind: how, when, where. I just asked my mind to shut up because I knew that this questions, would lead me nowhere. I mean, so
Mm.
it was in call from my heart. So I was just like, "Kuj ja behna, jo hoga dekha jayega."
Mm.
And right after 2 months, my library was born. And
Wow.
after that, it's no looking back. And it's like, Anubhav, it's a wonderful journey. I mean, I would say these 4 years are one of the beautiful years of my life. I mean,
Mm.
I could, see the power of books. I started reading myself. I actually think I've evolved a lot. I've learned a lot. Everything has changed. It has enriched myself.
Right. Right.
And so it's like my son, again, I would say he was the source of inspiration.
Mm.
And then again, it was like no looking back. And here I am today with this beautiful journey.
Lovely, lovely. And it's really interesting how you went for it with a very single-minded focus. I really liked what you said about the questions that were popping up, and then you just ask yourself to shut up, because I think those questions lead to a lot of dreams not taking shape ultimately. So in your case, I think that determination that I just don't care about all those things and I want to do it, I think that is hugely inspiring. I'm sure everybody who's watching this is so inspiring, and we all can learn from that, that when we want to do something, and that is what even I always say, that don't think about what if this and what if that, just go with an approach that okay, I have to do this and I'll do it and we'll see how things go. So that's really beautiful to know, Tina, I think. And like I said, even though I've known you, these little more things that I'm getting to know, I'm really loving it. So so Tina, tell me something now, especially in a city like Baroda, when you decided that, okay, I have to now do this. Of course, you did talk about why you took that decision. What were the challenges you faced initially when you were beginning? Of course, I'm sure the very fact that kids weren't really exposed to books, and what really surprises me is that there are toy libraries, but there weren't book libraries. I think that is truly, I mean, I'm like really surprised, but I think that's how things are today. So, yeah, if you could talk a little more about the specific challenges you faced once you decided to go for this.
Indeed, this journey definitely was very challenging and very struggling, because I knew that I need to change the mentality of my fellow Barodians. Books and reading definitely were not on their priority list. So I knew that I had to start from step one, that is to inculcate the love for books, to instill that reading habit in kids.
Right.
And I do remember during those days, every other day when I used to interact with the parents, I would hear this: my kids are very small and they are just 2 to 3 years old. They definitely won't read. And I would just say, please read, read, read to your kids. And that is the best gift which you can give to your kids. And so this is how slowly and gradually I started, and I would share my experience of how I raised my son. So definitely, slowly and gradually there was change. People started adopting, because this have to be given some time. It's not a fortnightly or 1 month duration. You will see results. So it actually tested my patience. I definitely went through sleepless nights, Anupama. But here I would like to mention my husband's support. I mean, he is my pillar of strength. He was always like, date raho, lage raho. And with his positive, thoughts, I would again bounce back with a bang.
That's really lovely to know about your husband. And I think it's so important to have a supportive partner. I think that makes a huge difference when you're doing something that you really love to do, which we know that there'll be challenges. And because even I have one at home, and yes, I know that it makes a huge deal of a difference to have a supportive partner. And before I ask further questions, I'll just share a couple of comments. Amruta is here and she says, hi, Amruta. Thanks for joining. And Neha is here. She was live yesterday with me, and she says she loved to hear about your journey, Tina.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you. You are an inspiration, dear.
Definitely. And it's lovely how you all, and I know that somewhere all of you do understand each other's journeys and challenges, at some point. Though I must say, what truly amazed me is that all these libraries, this is something I even mentioned yesterday, that all the libraries that we're featuring, they are unique, in some way. There is some unique factor in all of them, which is wonderful, because at the core it's all same, but then there is so much of I think the ethos is different, the approach, the what you give, your challenges. So yeah, that uniqueness is what I think I'm really enjoying, because you get to know about so many journeys and you learn from those journeys too. Tina, okay, so once you were slowly able to change the mindsets of people, what did you realize about the reading habits of children? Like, did you find that children were taking to reading easily, or did you also have to do something more in on that aspect? Like, okay, parents is one thing, but then yeah, even with children, because today especially I know that children have so many distractions, and they tend to get, okay, videos hai, or there's so many other things, phone is there, gadgets are there. So from that aspect, did you feel that there was some challenge also with respect to how the kids responded, or do you feel that more or less kids do take to books easily?
Well, I think kids definitely love this stuff. It's our duty and responsibility to
Right.
expose them to that stuff. So, I think convincing parents was more challenging rather than
Mm.
kids
Okay.
accepting the books.
Right.
And for,
Right.
for parents, what I would do is, what I did is, I actually told, I gave them some, examples of art of reading. Like, you can't
Okay.
read books to kids like just a newspaper. Like, you
Yes.
have to be very creative in that, like facial
Yes.
expressions,
Absolutely.
voice modulations, and voice intonations. So whenever the parents used to come for books exchange, I would give them a small demo. I would ask them to read books in that fashion. So
Wow. Mm.
definitely creativity helps a lot. And secondly, I would urge them to follow a reading schedule. Like, when we finish all our daily course in night, and we just have that cozy moments with our children. So following a reading schedule also helped a lot. And secondly, I would ask them to keep these books at a level where kids can reach. So,
Yes.
so it's like, I would ask them to give the books in kids' hand, let them explore, let them take the
Yeah. Yeah. That's so
and
important.
yeah, but definitely, many of parents came back with a positive response, and this is how it all slowly and slowly, gradually, all took the pace.
Okay, that's lovely. I think we got some, in fact, through, talking about your journey, actually, we've got some really nice tips for parents who are watching on how they can make reading interesting for children as well. Because this is something, as a creative writing mentor, even I get a lot that kids are not reading. What do I do? Kids are, and I always say that, see, they will, you just, I mean, you have to make it fun for them, right? Like you said, you have to make it creative. You have to I mean, it's you just cannot expect that one fine day you will ask your child, okay, now you read, and the child will start enjoying it, right? We have to make that experience worth it for them. So, yes, parents, as even Tina said, that it's so important that instead of assuming that, I see that a lot of times parents assume that, you know what, I don't think I'll subscribe to a library because I don't think my child is going to read. I think if you go ahead with that mindset, obviously, it's not going to work. So, you need to give that chance to your child, because more often than not kids do enjoy reading, and that's the reason I asked you that question, because even I feel that it's a myth that kids don't. We have to put in some efforts there, that's it, and give them the right kind of books. And when I say right, it is right for them, basically, what somebody may like to read, and their own choice, or what preferences, basically. So, Tina, tell me something with respect to procurement, because I did read in the article that you started with a few books and few subscriptions, and then slowly you grew. So, if you could talk a little bit about that journey of growing in terms of procurement of books, stocking them. How did you go about, like, whether the space was at your home and then maybe moving to a physical space? If you can just talk more on that logistics part, that how did you make that happen and how that has been for you?
See, actually, when I started my library, I used to focus till 8 years age group only. It
Okay.
was like, about 8 years. I just started in 2019. So,
Okay.
even I was learning. As I told you, I haven't been into this books. So it was a learning phase for me too, and I wanted to bring best of children's literature in my library. Because in Baroda, Anupama, it's like hardly I get any kid who would come to me and ask for a particular title. You know, it,
Right.
it's my responsibility that I give them the best of children literature. So I started with a very minimal amount of books. I just wanted to focus on parents, like convincing them, because I
Mm.
knew that was the major part where most of the time mine will be gone. So with initial few books I started, and then I had actually below 8 age group. As I told you, it was like 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5, and 5 to 8. This is how I categorized my whole catalog of books. And then slowly, when I saw people are slowly accepting now, people are, awareness is coming, then
Yes.
I plunged into more books. And I am doing this library from my house only. So it's a small place when I started. Now it has grown to a more bookshelves. So it is all, I would say, the people started coming, and they were now kids started enjoying the books actually. So parents actually were now more curious to experiment with different books, different titles, different genres. So this is how it all started.
Interesting. That's pretty interesting. So, Tina, I know that we also talked about it once, and I have seen updates where you've done events or you've done something more beyond just giving these books. So, can you share a little bit about what all are the kind of activities maybe that you've been doing at Nest and Den, or any kind of events maybe that you've done? So, I would want the audience to know a little bit more about what all Nest and Den does, apart from the fact that of course you have these books for subscribing.
I actually was into storytelling because that was the major part
Yeah.
which I had to look into. Because, as I told you, I used to teach the art of reading to my all the parents. So on and off, I was doing storytelling classes, and apart from that, I have hosted few author events. Now, I strongly believe in this, that author talk and meet and greet author events, play a very vital role in shaping our
Yes.
kids' mind. But unfortunately, Anupama, in Baroda, we hardly get to see this literary events happening. Um,
Yes.
but in 2019, I do remember Bokaro came in for the very first time in Vadodara.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thanks to Swati ma'am and Venki sir, we got to see whole lot of authors and illustrators and storytellers from across the country coming to our Sanskar Nagari. And trust me, listening to them, authors live, it is altogether a different experience.
Of course. Yes.
So,
Yes.
so I just wanted more of this author events. I wanted that author to interact with the kids. So in 2019, I had hosted one with Your Turn Now, brand ambassador of kindness. Then last year it was a virtual event with Vishali Shroff ma'am.
Yeah.
And again, in the future, I so very wish to host more of such events. And maybe Bukaru and such kind of events, hopefully in future we'll get to see more such events in Vadodara.
Yeah. Absolutely true. That's and like you said, these things also just get kids more excited. They learn so much when they get to interact with authors, and it just enriches them in so many ways, that I completely agree that these kind of events, they do help a lot in the way we shape kids into the people that they slowly become. In fact, even at BTB, we keep having even sometimes live chats and guest mentors, and I see that every time kids listen to someone or even get to interact with anybody, they just become something else. There's so much inspiration they take. They also feel very happy about the fact that, oh, I got to interact with such a known author. So in every way, it is just such an exciting thing for them. So yeah, it's kudos to you, and I really hope that you will be able to do more such events in this year and the coming year, I'm sure. And let's see a few more comments. So Kishori says, love to hear you, Tina. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Kishori.
And Hemant, probably is your friend, I'm not sure, says, great going, Tina, proud of you.
He's my brother, Anupama.
Also, your brother. Oh, wow. So I'm sure your family is really proud of what you're doing. I mean, I can totally sense that.
Yes.
And Amrita says, agree with you. We need to make books and reading an important part of the children's daily routine, just like playing. So true.
True.
And in fact, reading itself, I feel, is like play. For me also, like when I do it with my daughter, it's just a bonding, fun time we have. And there are many ways in which reading can become a fun activity. Like I said, there's just one elder person whom the kid loves should be with the kid, I guess. And yeah, that's it. Especially in the growing years, I think our involvement matters a lot. And Meera says, nice to know about your journey. Thank you, Meera. That's lovely. So we've learned so many things about Nest and Den today, and as I said, I also got to know so much more about you, Tina. So tell me something, Tina, that with respect to if I talk about the future of Nest and Den, what is it in your mind? Do you want to do something more than what you're already doing, or do you think you're pretty happy with the way you're doing things currently? What is it in your mind when I say, okay, because I always say that one cannot really predict too much into the future, because corona has shown us that anyways planning doesn't matter. कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. But yeah, at least in terms of your vision, do you have something else in mind that you want to do at Nest and Den?
Yes, definitely, Anupama. I wish to start a book club for my Barodians. Book
Lovely.
club,
Yeah.
actually, you won't find book clubs here. And the way book clubs are there in other parts or other states of India, here, what I can say is book clubs means like they want mental activity of brains, like they want something like it's like what I would say is what I feel book club is where kids read books and they discuss books, and whatever what the learnings from the book they can get. This discussion and all is very rare in Baroda. We hardly find any book clubs who would specially focus on only books rather than activities, I would say.
Yeah.
First is book club, definitely, and second, again, I would say more authors. I want that they should come to Vadodara and interact with kids, and that those live sessions definitely help to groom our future generation. So these two things definitely on the mind, and again, more and more books. I want to stock, and
Okay.
want my kids to read different genres, different authors.
Right. So how is your son now a part of Nest and Den? Like, does he get involved in your day-to-day activities at times, or like say if you're doing some work related to the library, so how much is his involvement?
Oh, he's always like on Amazon or Flipkart and all the sites, and he would just read the reviews and he would suggest me few titles to buy, and I am always on shopping spree with him. But definitely I would say that Nest and Den has helped him a lot in shaping his mentality in his mind. And I would say I started actually very late to him. At 3 years I started, and when I opened the library it was almost 6 actually. But now he is a voracious reader. I mean, the way he reads at times, I literally get amazed. So it's like, again, I would like to say this to all my viewers that time and age is not any constraint, to feel that or to say that we need to start at early age. There is nothing like that. I would say my son is a very big example of that. I started late and he picked up so quickly, and now he reads almost books beyond his age. So it's like just expose the kids to the books, just keep books at the level. Again, same thing I would repeat, that give books to in their hands and let them feel, let them see. And again, your group also matters a lot here. I would
I agree.
form a group where kids can talk books. Kids can engage themselves in some bookish activities. So these all things definitely help a lot.
True. So there's a comment from Umang Zaveri. He says, excellent work and well executed, very well supported by Kamlesh. I guess he's talking about your husband, and all the very best for book club. Hope it will start soon.
Thank you, Umang bhai. Thanks a lot for your wishes.
That's a lovely comment, actually, so encouraging. And I'm sure, Tina, your work is really good, because we can, I sometimes do follow the updates of Nest and Den, and I see that, yes, now so many books are getting added, and even the comments that you share from, the people who are members of the library, I can see that yes, they are also happy. And I think you are providing them something which they wouldn't have found otherwise, right? Because there was nothing like that in Baroda. So in a way, you are giving them that, like, basically, that's why I titled this initiative the Book Nooks, because it is like that little nook of joy where, where they can find all the happiness in so many ways. They can go into another world altogether. So tell me something, during COVID time, what was your experience? Because we know that COVID, a lot of business got affected, and especially with books. I was even asking Neha yesterday that some slump, of course, everybody did see. So I just wanted you to talk a little bit about how things were at Nest and Den during COVID.
I would say I owe a lot to this virus, Anupama. I may sound very weird, very crazy, because it was, the most dreadful year of the whole decade. We saw
Yes,
people losing
of course.
their jobs, people losing their lives. But as far as my library was concerned, I would term as a golden period of my
Okay.
library. So
Okay.
I think, Anupama, when all the activity centers, got shut down and
Mhm.
kids were trapped indoors, parents
Right.
literally were struggling to engage their kids in constructive ways. Now, I could, and after initial 2 to 3 months, when everything shifted to this online base,
Right. Right.
kids literally were hooked to gadgets. So
Yes. Yes.
that was indeed a very big opportunity to parents to again,
Right.
start reading and developing that reading habit in kids.
Right.
So
Right.
indeed, I again say I got so many inquiries. I got so many new subscriptions. And looking at this, I stocked so many books, especially our indie gang of writers. Unfortunately, in Baroda, if you ask any kid about the Indian authors, they would
Mhm.
say the names of authors, like it's only Subramurti or say Ruskin Bond. So
Mhm.
it's
Right.
on my to-do list to make them exposed to more of our this Indian authors, because we have a huge talent around us. So and I would say ki parents supported me in this, like they would convince their kids to read what I was sending them, what titles I used to recommend them. So
Yes. Yes.
I actually owe a lot to this virus, because this is the day, these all days I was super busy and I wanted to
Right.
see this
Right.
Junoon, this and since past so many years, but at last I could see this, and hopefully it will continue with the activity centers opening. But let us see. I really keeping my fingers crossed, because it's like, I think once the kid gets hooked to books, once
Yes. Yeah.
he comes to know about his interest and liking, then definitely it's like it's very difficult to then separate the track or keep him
Right.
out of the track.
Yeah, yeah, I agree completely. That's true, and let's hope for the best in the coming times. And so, Tina, before we wrap up, I want to ask you to give a reading challenge for the BTB kids. So, just to let the audience know that just to make this whole initiative something, give it some actionable kind of an item. And also, I thought that this reading challenge will encourage children to just explore a little more literature, because there's a sea of wonderful books out there. So I asked all of the library owners to give their reading challenge, which I will take up with the BTB kids during the classes. And yesterday's reading challenge, which Neha had given, was to read a poetry book, which has been really, has been a different kind of a challenge, because kids usually don't read that much of poetry. And so, what do we have from you, Tina, today?
I would urge my kids to read more books, which deal in sensitive issues. Like,
Mm,
we as parents would definitely raise kids who are, more tolerant, who are more inclusive and more
yes,
empathetic. But at times, when we discuss these sensitive issues with them, we struggle to, touch that fine chord in them.
right.
So definitely, and I think books definitely come in as a big savior.
Of
So
course.
my reading challenge for the kids would be to read any book wherein LGBTQ characters are portrayed as protagonists, because I think
Fabulous.
Even,
Yes.
they deserve respect, and they have the right to live.
Yes, yes. I think this is a fabulous reading challenge. I'm extremely happy you've given such a wonderful challenge. So, the challenge from Nest and Den Kids Library for the BTB kids is to read books which has an LGBTQ character as the protagonist. I think this is such a wonderful way to initiate these conversations with children, sensitize them, and make them more empathetic individuals. I think that's so important more than anything else in today's times. So thank you so much, Tina, for that wonderful reading challenge. I'll definitely update you as and when we take it up during the classes and how the response has been. So with this, we come to the end of this fabulous live chat with you. I must say, Tina, your journey has been inspiring in more ways than one. And the takeaway for all of us, I think, after today's session is, of course, do check out Neston Den Kids Library for your children. That definitely is of course, one of the things that we wanted to do. But then, apart from that, I would like to tell everybody that Tina has shared some great tips on, how we can make reading a pleasurable experience for children. So do watch that, imbibe that, and also I think from her journey, all of us can learn that never say never. Just go for what you want to do, and you will find a way, definitely. And that's what she's shown that way to us too. So thank you once again, Tina, for taking our time and associating with Beyond the Box.
Thank you, Anupama. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And I just love what you do in the literary world,
Thank
Anupama.
you. Thank you.
Your all initiative, and especially this Book Nooks initiative. It's so heartwarming to see so much love pouring in from so many people across the country. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And secondly, I would like to give a big shout out to Shivani D. Of course,
Definitely.
how brilliantly she penned down the journey of each one of us. It's
Yes,
incredible.
absolutely. I knew that there cannot be a better author partner, for an initiative like this. I told her she was my first choice, and I'm glad that she instantly agreed. So yes, definitely. Thank you, Shivani, and thank you once again, Tina, and thank you to the audience who joined today and who've been sharing comments. And Tina will definitely check out all the comments later when she watches this video again, and I'm sure she will respond to all of you. So thank you. Bye, bye,
Bye.
Tina.
Thank you.